everyone. Thank you for coming to my speech. I like always to start with a quote, and the quote today is from an article from Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, which is, "You've probably used palm oil a dozen times today, and you probably also don't even know what it is." And I like that because I think it's pretty true, and it holds true through the daily use. So, like the quote states, I'm going to be talking about palm oil today. There's different forms of palm oil: regular palm oil and sustainable palm oil. I'm going to be going into the downsides of non-sustainable palm oil and basically what you can do to help the cause, not use unsustainable palm oil, and stuff like that. So I've been in the zoology field for about 3 years, a little bit more if you count some other stuff, but basically 3 years, and I've been working with local zoos around here, mostly Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and they're one of the main leaders in the palm oil cause, the conservation, and all of that. So the main thing that we are talking about today is the destruction and the problems that palm oil causes. So palm oil it could be compared to vegetable oil in its uses. It is used in a lot of products that have oil, and it has a lot of names. But a big problem is how they harvest it and farm it. So it comes from tropical rainforests, mostly in places like Nepal and Sumatra, areas like that, and they do a lot of deforestation, which means they're taking large tracts of land and just wiping out the forests. They're not really replanting, and if they are, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because they're harvesting faster than the trees can plant. And I have my first picture here is, you can see the green on the outside, and that's where the rainforest is thriving. And all the yellow on the inside is where they've harvested and taken trees down for palm oil. That's a huge problem. They've actually did a survey, and in 2011, Borneo, which is near Sumatra, lost 5.1 million acres of rainforest in 1 year just for palm oil. So it's a real big problem. And another problem that's running with palm oil that is due to the deforestation and many other factors is the animal life there. It's home to a lot of very iconic animals, including orangutans, rhinos, tigers, all kinds of rainforest animals that are not only iconic, like I said, but super important in their environment. So with the deforestation, the orangutans are losing their homes, which means they're starving. They're going other places where they're not wanted, and people are killing them because they don't want them there. Same with rhinos, same with tigers. They're being pushed out, and when they're pushed out, they're pushed into human areas, comparable to bears in Colorado. They get pushed out here, and people don't want them here, so they call someone or they kill them, things like that. So it's really bad for the animals. So there's a lot of things that can be done on the common person's front to help with the conservation of palm oil. So a big thing is just spreading the awareness for palm oil, because just a raise of hands, who here knows what palm oil is in? Yeah, no one. It's tough. It's in, just an example, it's in Febreze. It's in a lot of foods, it's in Colgate toothpaste, it's in Kraft mac and cheese. A lot of these products, and there's a lot of boycotts going on because of awareness to push these products to either stop their production or something more reasonable, which is switch to sustainable palm oil, which is a little harder to get, but then the forests go and the animals get to thrive. But a lot of things you can do is you can contact your senator to push out awareness. You can even go international and contact people in Malaysia, Nepal, all these places, and see if they can push out awareness. You can just talk to your friends and tell them, hey, don't buy these products. It's not the right way to do it. So the next step from that on your own personal level is just when you're out shopping, knowing what to buy. So CMZ has a great app. If you look up just palm oil sustainability, you can find it on any app store. You can see CMZ right under it, Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. And this is the app they developed, and you just go in there and you can look up a product, like say Kraft, you'll type in K, and it'll say whether it's good, bad, or if they're in a transition phase to moving to sustainable palm oil. So it's a really good app to use. You can see who's going to be a good product soon, you can see who's a good product now, and who you should avoid for the time being. So now that we have all of these ideas out, a big thing is to visualize what comes from actually going through with the conservation of what we're trying to say, which is palm oil. So I like to have a couple pictures here that I'll go through just to see what it is like now. Like we've already seen this. This is another example of deforestation. You can see the green around it. This is near a river, so with the animals again, all of these products of deforestation, the byproducts of the machines that used to do it, is going into the river, it's polluting, it's going to the waters of the nearby villages and all that stuff. And then right here is a picture of an orangutan and her baby who got pushed out of a forest and ended up in a village. And unfortunately, this orangutan didn't survive. They couldn't do anything. It was malnourished. They couldn't keep its baby alive because it was malnourished. And it was just skin and bone. Now, if we're actually going through conservation and we're helping, we're getting awareness out, things will start to change. And here's a picture of what the rainforest actually looks like where there's not deforestation. It's very healthy, it's green, the water's clear, everything's flowing. And here's what a healthy orangutan mother and her child should look like. You can see there's a lot of meat on her bones, a lot of fur, they're up and moving. You can't see the sunken in face, anything like that. They're very healthy. Then here's a tiger. These guys are very endangered in the wild, and I don't know the exact number that are left, but it's very low, in the hundreds. So the deforestation is just causing them a lot of pain on top of that. So having them around. Here's some rhinos from Nepal. These guys are also extremely endangered. Same thing with them, they have a big problem with going into villages because they're so big and destructive without even really trying to be destructive. That villagers kill them, they poach them, so they're getting pushed out of where they live safely and into villages where they're being hurt. So that's all of my pictures. So like I said, sorry, palm oil is very destructive and it's very dangerous to use if it's not used properly and sustainably. And the biggest step is just on the personal level, having your friends and your family aware, anyone else around you aware, and just mainly yourself when you're shopping, not fully boycotting a company, but just not buying their products until they can switch to sustainable products. So those are the things that you can do. Thank you for having me.